Hello everyone, this is Katarina Phang. I'm so excited to host this first teleclass and hopefully this will be the beginning of an ongoing event. Today I'd like to talk about an issue that is very touchy and confusing for a lot of women, namely convenience relationship and how not to fall into this trap. With me here is my very special guest. He's special because he's my sweetheart. Joey, how are you doing today?
Doing great.
Good. Okay, now before we go further, I'd like to define a little bit with what I mean by convenience relationship. By definition, convenience relationship is relationship based on convenience. Usually it is convenience by distance. Say you are in a relationship with your neighbor. The close proximity makes it convenient for you both, but the downfall is one party is usually more emotionally invested than the other. However, there is also another situation, say a guy who has just come out of a relationship, aka on a rebound. He might be in a convenience relationship because the woman is always there. She cooks for him, does his laundry, and of course, is always available for sex. He will be more than happy to take her as an emotional crutch while healing his broken heart. Why not, right? She does all the work, and he doesn't have to do anything. Convenience relationship, of course, can happen both ways. But today, in this case, we are talking about the one in which the relationship is convenient for the guy. And I'm sure many women have made or are making the same mistake. And hopefully this class will shed some light on the matter, and they will know how to avoid this kind of relationship that doesn't serve them in the long run, other than for the lesson learned. Okay, I think it's clear, right? Now, I'd like to start with this video. I'm going to play it for you now, guys, and it's very funny. Enjoy it.
Maura, I want you to know I've given this a lot of thought. I'm sorry, but we have to break up.
No.
What's that?
We're not breaking up.
We're not?
No.
All right.
All right. I love that show. It's so funny, right? And this is like Joe's favorite show. He watches this every night. We watch it every night. Okay, Joe, now it's your turn. What do you think of that episode? Does it sound familiar to you?
Oh, yeah, very familiar. Very, very familiar.
Yeah. What happened? Tell us about it.
Well, I was involved in a convenient relationship myself with my neighbor here in Los Angeles. And it didn't end very well. Let me just say that. It was just like one or two steps out of my door into her apartment. And, it was great in the beginning, like Katrina said. The cooking and you're always there and all that. But, I guess once you start, to know each other and, things change and it can be tough to get out of it. And I can relate to George.
So that's what happened when you tried to break up several times. He didn't trust you. He didn't believe you at all and say, no, we're not, right? Is that the same thing?
Let me just say this. The first time I tried breaking up with her, she said to me, I don't believe you. There's a place in your heart for me, and I'm not gonna accept this. So I'm not breaking up with you. And what made it really difficult was the fact that we were neighbors. So even if I walked out, either my phone would go off or a text or an email or a bang on the wall or a knock on the door or just, something, crazy like that. So I was pretty much stuck there. And, people might say, well, you're not stuck, you can get out. Well, it's easier said than done. especially when you live right next door to each other.
Okay. Now, how did you, fall into this relationship in the first place? Like, can you tell us more about it? How did it start?
Well, she was my neighbor. I saw her in the building. It was a small building, like an 8-unit, and it was a walk-up, and there was one laundry room, and I said hello to her a few times, very friendly, and she was actually friends with my roommate. Well, actually, I was the roommate, and he kept saying I should meet her, but I didn't want to meet her. First of all, I hope don't take this the wrong way, anyone. I'm not into blondes, and she was a blonde, pretty, and one night she was out with my roommate, and they came back. They had a few drinks, and one thing led to another. We hung out, and the rest is history. There you go.
You mean, in other words, you had passionate sex? Why didn't you just say it?
Yes. You did.
Right?
Yes.
So is that what happened? So you had passionate sex, you say, under the influence of alcohol, right?
Yes, under the influence of alcohol, and I was under the influence of cannabis.
All right. Okay. We got the general idea. Yeah. So
let me just say this. Okay. Let me just say this. The next morning I woke up and I was just like staring at the ceiling, like, huh? Where am I? I looked, turned my right, there she was, and I'm like, I have to go. Bye. And there you go. I mean, there's so much, we can, go on and on. There's a lot more, but, that's pretty much.
Okay, and then what happened when you went home? Did she initiate the contact? Did she try to?
Yeah, later on that day, because I think she had a birthday party to go to for her boss that afternoon. It was a Saturday, actually. It was a weekend. And she knocked on my door before she went to the party and said, I'll see you tonight, right? And I was just like, I guess, yeah. Have a good day.
Okay, and then, so basically, you couldn't get rid. I mean, you couldn't get away even if you wanted to because it was just too close.
Well, in the beginning, of course, you didn't want to get away, I mean, the wanting to get away came after, like, just about the year mark.
A year? That was a long time. Then probably you had something going on there. You had some feelings.
Yeah. No, what we had was the convenience and the sex and the the fun times of the drinking and the party,
that sort of thing, right? But
yeah.
But you knew? Did you know deep down, even from the get-go, that she wasn't the one?
I don't think anyone ever knows in the beginning, to be honest with you. Well, listen. The bottom line is, in the beginning, I looked at it like, wow. Again, like I said earlier, I'm not really into blondes, but she was pretty. I just said, you know what? I'll keep her and still do my thing, and this will be easy for me because I can go do my thing, go out, and come home if I don't, score and knock on her door, and she'll be there. So that's how I was looking at it.
Okay, so it worked for a while, right? Until then, what happened? Until
I guess she was getting a little bit deeper involved, more so than I was. We really weren't on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And there were other issues that came into play, but I'd rather not get into that right now.
Okay, I do understand that. Okay, it's too much information, right? But then after a year, you just knew that she wasn't the one, that you couldn't get rid of her, you couldn't get away, from her. So, and you tried to break it up several times. How did it go? How did it fly?
It always ended up with an argument or locking the door. You're not leaving. She was a very, very, very tough Irish woman. So it wasn't the easiest thing. Maybe if we lived like a mile away, it would be different. But the fact that, like I said, it was just like a bang on the wall or, ring the bell or, and she believed that things can be worked out, which I do in a relationship as well. If it's not, too damaged and it's not,
okay,
too far gone, I do believe in working things out. But, you have to be into someone. And if one is into the other more, it's just, you can't play catch up, you know.
Right. But you also told me that in the beginning you kind of felt there might be something, you weren't so sure about it, even though you knew she wasn't really your type because she was a blonde. But also because it's new, it's very easy for you to get caught in the moment, right? Because it's exciting, the novelty, it's exciting for you. So you didn't really know to what extent that you didn't find her all that for you. So can you tell me more about that?
First of all, I was a lot, I was younger than I am now, and I wasn't into her as much as she was, and that needs to be. You need to make sure of that when you get involved with someone. And I know you're not going to know that right away on the first date or so, but I don't know if I'm answering that question.
Yes, but first of all, I would like to welcome, the new guests who are just logging on and joining us. Hello, everyone. This is Katarina Phang, and this is my sweetheart who just talked right now and, airing his dirty laundry, so to speak. So now, I think I'm just going to go into a case involving my book reader / client. Her name is Michelle. She writes me this way, okay? You ready, guys? Hi, Kat. I literally just typed this out on some other form. I'm really struggling trying to figure out if I'm a convenience girl. I've been dating this guy for 11 months. We get along incredibly. Never had a disagreement. He contacts me every day, always sets up our dates in advance. He is a pilot, so he is gone a lot. We see each other once a week on average. After we dated for 3 months, he broke up with me, saying he didn't see himself ever loving me. He called me about 3 weeks later around my birthday and baked me birthday cupcakes. We got together, but he was just looking for friends with benefits, and I told him I deserved better. He apologized over and over and said I was right. I did deserve someone better or something better. We didn't speak for over a month. In that time, I had started dating another guy. We talked at New Year's and went out to dinner shortly after. I told him I was dating someone, and he was visibly upset. He told me he wanted me to be happy and would always be there for me and would wait for me if it didn't work out. We continued to have dinner occasionally, and he really upped his game on trying to woo me back. The other guy and I broke up in March, and it wasn't very pretty. The pilot was right there with a shoulder to lean or cry on. Of course, we ended up dating again, but I kept seeing other people too. One day I mentioned that I had dinner on a patio the night before, and he got upset. So we ended up talking, and we ended up being exclusive again. We have only spent the night together 3 times. Granted, he has a crazy schedule, but it does bother me, and I've told him that. He did tell me when we first started dating that the last time he actually spent the night with a woman was one drunken night 3 years ago. So I guess I shouldn't take it personally. He wants to be exclusive, but can and won't commit to being a couple or boyfriend, girlfriend. He won't say I love you, but says I really like you a lot. He said he's not looking for anyone else, but he wants to be exclusive. But he's not looking for anyone, period. Ouch. He has a lot going on with his company, job security, and he's moving to a new place. I wrote him an email and expressed my concerns and told him I just want to know if we are a couple. I'm not looking for a ring or anything. He didn't respond for 3 days and then danced around the entire subject and said he couldn't give me more because of what's going on, but enjoys my company. So am I a booty call then? I flat out told him in the letter I do not want to be that or a girlfriend of convenience. So help me, please. I'm head over heels for this guy, but I don't want to be stupid about it. I don't want to be an anxiety queen, but don't want to be a booty call. I'm not giving anyone an ultimatum either. A couple other things that may be of importance. He is extremely affectionate with me all the time. Any place, anytime, anywhere. Public display of affection, from hand-holding to kissing in restaurants. His arms are always wrapped around me. He has told me that he has never met anyone like me in his 44 years. And if I live another 44 years, he knows he will never meet anyone like me again. Although our sex life is beyond amazing, it is not all it is. He acts like a boyfriend. He's helped me with my house flooded in the middle of the night, took me and picked me up from the hospital when I had a car accident, did research for me when my car was acting up, took me up on a surprise trip, that kind of stuff. Okay, now Joey, what do you suggest that she's doing? But first of all, can you tell us why guys always shy away? Oh, not always, but a lot of guys shy away from labels. What's wrong with that? What's going on? If he acts like a boyfriend, he likes us a lot, he always hangs out with us, what's stopping them? I don't get it.
Well, I think labels can either break it, or make it. I'm not big on labels. I mean, if things are good, so be it. Sometimes labels will break it, in my opinion.
Why is that?
Because it can go to the head, the ego, maybe thinking you're like you own them or something. I really don't know, but that's just what I feel. I mean,
I remember the first thing that you told me. I don't want a relationship. Remember, and I said to you, don't worry, I don't want a relationship with you either. Right? You remember that?
Yes, I said that because I left myself open I've been single for a while, and until I met you, and I just I wasn't looking for relationships, and if things go good, why not give it a shot? I can't speak for this guy. I don't know. Maybe he's scared. Maybe there's something deeper than that. I mean, it sounds like, he can be good other than, his crazy hours with his job. There's many reasons why guys can do that. Maybe they have a mistress on the side. Maybe they have a kid or maybe they go into a divorce, or maybe they're just scared of being hurt or hurting their partner.
So what's your suggestion to Michelle then? Should she keep seeing him, or should she just give him an ultimatum? Either you commit now or I'll walk away.
No ultimatum. I think what she should do is give it a shot, but do it slowly, and because he doesn't sound like he's a bad guy, and the thing that I that sticks in my head is that he did say that he knows that he would never meet another woman like him for the next 47 years. That's far out to be saying something like that because you just don't know,
Okay.
But she should give him a chance, but take it slow. Don't give him an ultimatum, and try to work with him because from what she said and what you read, it sounds like that's what a relationship's about, right? Doing research on a car if you need it, picking someone up if you care about them.
Right.
The guy's not going to do it if he wants a booty call.
Right. Exactly. I agree with you totally. As I always said, look at his actions. Forget about what he says. Focus more on his actions. If he acts like a boyfriend, and especially if he's exclusive with you, I don't think it should really matter. Just enjoy the moment, be a great, quote unquote partner, and then make the moment so worthwhile. He doesn't want to live without her ever. I think that's workable because I understand what you're saying. For many guys, labels don't really define the relationship, but the emotional connection will. Am I correct?
I think what's important is what you guys have, not the labeling. Oh, we're getting married, or we're boyfriend and girlfriend, or I think it's all. I think it messes with people. It does something.
Yeah, and I think also guys are kind of reluctant to label the relationship because they are scared of the expectations. Because women always expect more and more. The more they get, it's not that the happier they become. The more they get, the more they want, the more they expect, and then it can be very frightening, and then there is potential drama in that. Don't you agree, Joey?
Katrina, I do agree, but I'd just like to say one thing. I think if women and men, should focus more on what they have in their partner instead of focusing on I want more. If you're in a good relationship,
right.
Whether it's 6 months, 5 months, focus on the good stuff that you have, and not I want more. Because if you focus on the good stuff, the getting more will happen. And the other thing I want to say is, does this guy, do they live in the same city?
Yes, they do, but he is very busy because he's a pilot and he's always gone.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's like going with a doctor almost.
Okay. All right then. Okay, guys. Now I'm gonna open the Q&A session. So whenever you can unmute yourself by pressing *6. So anyone here want to come up and ask question or comment or participate in any way? It's *6. Anyone? Come on, don't be shy. It's *6. No question? Come on. Okay, I'm just turning off the mute mode. So I see a few names here. There is Maria. Hello, Maria. Can you hear me?
Hey.
Hey, Maria. Hey, you're there.
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Hi.
Do you have a question, maybe?
Not really. Well, you know my situation, so.
I know.
It's up in the air, so I kind of just leave it as it is. And it past a week now, I kind of feeling better about basically just say it is what it is. The situation I was talking about is that my ex-boyfriend and we broke up because of a old girlfriend from high school that he kind of had this profound feeling for her. And actually, when I know that he's not very happy with his life right now. I know that he's not very satisfied with himself. And what I end up doing is just say, okay, if you're feeling I'm up against and I'm not jealous of her, you have to find out for what you're looking for. Because if I'm in his situation, I probably will be doing the same thing if I have a feeling for this ex-boyfriend. But anyway, I think I made the right decision. I'm at peace with it. That's all. Okay.
That sounds okay. So, Joey, just to update you, Maria is my client. She has a situation in which, the guy she was seeing for 3 months, he decided that he was going back to his high school sweetheart, and she's pretty brokenhearted. Not that bad, but she's a bit bummed. Then we understand that. So what do you suggest?
Move forward.
Move on, right?
Move on.
So give him a chance, to travel his journey. When he's ready, he'll be back. I mean, it's meant to be. It's meant to be. Okay. So, anyone else wants to comment or say something?
It's Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. So,
Hi.
This is the owner of the case that we were talking about. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I just wanted to say thank you very much for taking my case on, and
you're very welcome.
Thank you, Joe, for your insight. I really appreciate hearing a man's point of view.
You are so welcome, my dear.
Okay, Michelle, what do you think? So back to your situation. Are you happy with what's going on now? As you said, he's showing everything that a boyfriend is showing. You know, he's very affectionate. He does things that a boyfriend does. And then, are you still worried about this commitment thing?
You know, I'm just gonna take your advice and just, you know, enjoy every day. You know.
Yes,
And just
exactly.
just enjoy it. And that's all I can do. And you know, our days are so few because, like I said, he's gone all the time. So
right. But when you're together, it's always fun, right?
Yeah. We have just an
well, then
incredible
keep it that way. Keep it fun. And
yeah.
What is your relationship goal anyway? Do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids?
No,
what
I
is
don't.
it?
No, I don't want to get married. But I just like to be in a long-term relationship and just be comfortable knowing that it's going to be long-term.
Well, you know what? There is no guarantee anyway. Long-term starts, you know, day by day, in the moment. If in the moment, being in the moment with you is so delightful and easy and fun, then he has no reason to, you know, to go anywhere, right?
That's a valid point.
What other assurance do you need? What other commitment do you need? That is like, how long have you been together now? So almost 11 months, right?
Yeah. It'll be a year in July.
I think it's pretty early. It's pretty early for a relationship. You know, 11 months, you're still getting to know each other. So, you know, why don't just you enjoy it? Whatever, you know, wherever it may take you. Just be open-minded. What don't you think, Joe? If he's happy and he's fun, he's a great boyfriend. I mean, acting as a boyfriend.
Again, why label it? Just go with it. I mean, if you don't mind me asking, why would you not want to get married?
Why would I not want to get married? I was in an 18-year marriage, and it didn't end so well, and it ended because of his infidelity, and I'm just a little gun shy of getting married again.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So my question is, if you don't want to get married and you don't want to have kids, I mean, what other motive do you need, you know, to sort of rush him into a commitment or into labeling the relationship? You already are in a relationship. You already have a relationship right now.
I guess that's
you know.
Maybe that's.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I do. I understand what you're saying. I guess it's
so what is missing? What is missing in a relationship that you need more, you know, of him to label it?
I don't know, mate. I don't know, but that's a very valid point.
So I guess then you feel more settled now that, you know, actually probably you have better relationship than most people. You know, there are like the so-called full-blown relationship or relationship with full label or quote-unquote committed relationship that just doesn't work. A lot of relationships are like that. And if your relationship works as it is, I mean, there is no label. He doesn't want to be strictly called a boyfriend for whatever reason right now, but on so many other levels, it works for you, then I don't see why not, you know, give it a chance.
Yeah. Leave well enough alone?
Yeah, I would say just, you know, enjoy him.
Yeah.
And then don't berate him, and then don't bring up the talk every so often, because I think the more you bring up the talk, I think the less he's inclined to do what you want, because guys don't like pressure. I'm not saying just guys, but people in general, but especially guys don't like pressure. It just turns them off.
Yeah.
And it feels so much better to you, too, when he comes to you and say, hey, I really don't want to be with anybody else because you're so great. I just want you the way Joey does to me. Right, baby?
Yes.
She reluctantly said, okay. Any other question, maybe?
You again.
Oh, my pleasure. So, okay, maybe some other question from other people. I see here Joanna. Are you there? Yeah. Do you have a question? Hold on a second. Yeah. You're not mute right now. Can you talk? Joanna, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So, do you have a situation or you have a question?
No, I'm in between relationships now. I'm just trying to learn what not to do next time. So.
What not to do next time. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just learning from everyone right now, and I'm good with that.
Okay, there are some other names here that pops up on my panel. It's Shelly. Are you there? I'm sorry if I call out your names. It will be like, ow! Please don't.
I'm here. Shelly's here.
Do you want to ask me something? Question or comment? Or?
Yes, I just wanted to mention that I'm interested in a man who recently became a widower for the second time last year, like April of 2012. And
sorry, can you repeat again? Sorry.
Wait, hold on. Let me take the speaker off. Hold on. I said I'm interested in a man who recently became a widower for the second time.
Oh, a what? Excuse me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I just missed that. Who became a what?
A widower. He's
widower.
Right
oh, widower.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Widower.
Yes, I'm sorry.
For the second time. And
yeah, for the second time.
Mhm. And I had to do a lot of forgiveness work with myself because he's someone I knew back when I was a teenager in high school, and almost 30 years later, we run into each other by, like, my sister seeing him 3 times in 1 week. So it was like, okay. 3 years before that, my other sister they work at the same job, and he found out she was my sister, so he said, oh, give Shelly my number, but I never called him because I was still living with my husband. Then I went through a separation. Well, we were already divorced, but we lived in Pennsylvania, so that was common law, so we never got, married again, legally or whatever. So anyway, I guess I don't really have a question. I really don't know what questions, but it's at the point where his wife died last year. I had been seeing him, which, like I said, I had to do some forgiveness work because he was actually committing adultery with me. So we both went into it knowing that he was married and all. So it may have lasted about 3-4 months or something like that. So being that we were familiar from the same place, grew up with the same people, and that 4 months, we both were vulnerable. I was going through something with my children, my ex-husband. He was going through something with his wife or whatever. And so we were both vulnerable. So the relationship, it got so deeply emotionally attached that once his wife passed away, which we found out she was sick, and she passed away, she died of cancer within maybe 1.5, 2 years. And he became, he no longer reached out to me once we decided it was to stop. He never reached out. So I watched him, and I said, okay, he has the possibility to be, be committed. So I was like, okay, so I don't know if he's reaching out to other women. I know he didn't reach out to me. So I watched that. And I said, okay, he's possible. But then time went on. I kept in touch with him. And that was it because I like him as a person. I love him as a person. So anyway, now that when the wife passed away, I was there, just seeing how he's feeling and all this kind of stuff and everything like that. I didn't go to the funeral. I thought that would have been disrespectful. I didn't do any of that. However, we stayed in touch. If I get in touch with him, let's say he doesn't call me back in a week after I reached out to him, I won't talk to him for maybe 3 months. Then all of a sudden he may call me or something. So it's like, okay, he's back again. So those same feelings will pop right on up. So my thing is not so, and he lives in another city. I live in Philadelphia. He lives in East Orange, New Jersey. So we're separated, but my family is there. So whenever I go visit my family, of course I think of him.
Okay.
So anyway, I kind of avoided him for my own personal reasons, and I found out right now, let's say this was the flaw. I found out right now that I'm really slow at developing relationships. So now that he's single or available, what have you, I'm seeing myself as, no, you're not rushing. It's the thing about you want what you can't have. So I went through that. So I had to come back from that, and now I'm back to me, and I'm looking at me like, wow, Shelly, you were coming on strong, but you really don't. So I think it was the can't have thing, yes.
So, do you have a question specifically?
Yeah,
or
I'm sorry. I don't mean to take up the time. I just need to explain the scenario.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm at the point where I'm just going to... Go ahead.
I have a question.
Go ahead. Thank you. Please, Mr. I need a man's opinion. Oh, my goodness.
And I'm going to say this as a joke. maybe. Well, first let's start. How did his wives pass away?
Say that again.
You know, how did his wives pass on? How did they pass on?
Oh, his first wife of about 19 years, 3 daughters. She passed a horrible car accident. She was thrown from a van and she died. And they were all in the van.
And what about the other one?
And then the other one died of cancer.
Okay.
Now, you know, I mean, I'm going to say this jokingly. Maybe it's best you do stay away from him.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think probably he's ready right now. Like,
right.
It was only recently happened, you know,
right.
to pass away. So I think he needs time to heal, you know.
Right.
So just take it as it goes. Just be, as I always say, go with the flow, be in the moment, enjoy him, but do not rush into anything and do not invest emotionally more than he does in you.
Okay.
Always mirror him. Yeah. Just take it easy.
Well,
take it easy.
That's what I'm doing. That's why I said I found out that I'm actually slow in this process. So it's kind of trying to do with ease and grace to back off.
Okay. Thank you, Shirley, for your participation. So, any other question, probably? If not, then I would like to ask more questions to Joy. So now, back to this convenience relationship thing. What do you think a woman can do to avoid this kind of situation? Or, looking back with what your ex was doing or did, what do you think she could have done differently that would have, just changed the whole situation? Yes, I'm asking you a question. What do you think a woman can do to avoid this kind of situation?
Avoid the situation of
being used, quote unquote, in a convenient relationship in which, the guy's just go on for the ride because it's easy for him. It's convenient. He doesn't have to do anything. He's always there. But obviously, he's the one who rows the boat.
Keep your eyes open and be aware. And go with your instincts.
Just that.
I mean,
And I always, I'm a believer. I teach this philosophy to my audience to allow man to lead, to allow man to invest in you and in the relationship. So obviously, what happened to you with your ex was, I think she was over-functioning. She did everything, and she didn't allow you to invest in the relationship. She was just there enjoying everything. You didn't have to do anything. She would be there, right? Because she was so into you. And because of that, she was taken for the ride. That's what I'm saying.
We'll take it. But you know what? You don't know if someone's in the relationship for convenience because you're not going to know on the first date or the second date. You need, I guess the beginning of dating is like, you're learning from each other. You're trying to feel each other out, like, you know, you're kind of like on a trial.
Right. So in other words, you didn't plan it that way. It just happened.
My thing is, you want to make sure that you're with someone
for the right reason.
You're attracted to them. You know, you gotta like be 100%, not half-assed. I'm sorry. You know, because like, you know, it sounds crazy, you know, but some people, you know, women have their, you know, I like blonde hair guys, or guys like brunettes or blondes, you know, and if that's what you prefer, a brunette or Hispanic or whatever, then that's great. But if you're not, you know, into redheads and you're going out with a redhead or dating her because whatever the reason is,
that's right.
You know,
I agree.
You need to be at least 90-something% interested and not just thinking, you know, with another part of your body, or if you get my drift.
Yeah, in other words, always watch his actions. A guy who is into you, it's going to be very obvious. You don't have to guess. Don't you agree, Joey?
I do agree, but there's also guys that know how to work it too.
Oh, you mean guys know also how to make it as if he was into a girl just to get in her pants?
Exactly. You know, and they're called players, and there's all different types of players. But you know, but if you're a smart person, and again, leave yourself open and keep your eyes open, and really listen and observe the relationship that you're in. Then you know, you'll get it. You'll catch on, because you know you can only fake it for so long.
That's right. I agree. That's why I say women need to lean back, because you know, if a guy is not into you, you know, it will only be, you know, going on for so long. He wouldn't be able to sustain it if he's the one who has to make the effort. I'm not saying that you don't do anything at all. I know Joey is very sensitive to that, you know. I'm not saying that women shouldn't show interest and anything like that. But what I'm saying, you know, you would know through observing his behaviors if he's truly into you or not. Like you say, you know, if he treats you like a booty call, he wouldn't want the affection, right? He wouldn't want to do things for you. He wouldn't want to pick you up, you know, from the hospitals and stuff like that. Just the same way, like I knew that you wanted me more than just sex, when you took me out to the beach. Remember? It was December. I just knew that day, oh, he wants something more. He's courting me. Do you agree?
I agree. Yes, I do. You know, I didn't know from the beginning, but you know, I did like you.
And you were just open to that possibility.
The possibility, and again, if you leave yourself open, I think that's the best way to do it. You know, just leave yourself open. Don't shut down and have barriers, you know, or boundaries, or at least have healthy boundaries, you know. Yeah.
So again, through my experience, you just know when a guy is into you, because he will show it through his actions. There is no guessing games in there. If he's giving you conflicting messages, I think there are two possibilities, or three maybe. Number one, he's probably not that into you. Like, we heard that a lot. Number two, he is probably emotionally unavailable. You know, that is actually as you well know, the subject of my book. He's really that into you. He's not ready. So if you haven't read that book, you might want to check it out. And probably number three, he's really into you, but he's scared. He's scared because he's saying it goes too fast, or he feels that you're taking over his role as, you know, the leader of the relationship, or the pursuer. I know some women have problems with the word leaders in relationship, but what I'm trying to say is, you know, the more masculine a guy is, the more he wants to be in charge. He wants to be in control. Like, he wants to define the pace of the relationship, you know. He wants to lead. Don't you agree with that, Joey? So do you think you would have been more attracted to me if I had been the one who called you all the time, texted you, asked you out?
We were talking about that earlier this morning. I I guess it depends how much. I can't answer that. It depends on the guy. It depends how much he likes you, I think. But, if you do it in not a nagging way, I think that'll help. But, if you're doing it like 12 times a day, like the morning, the 3-4 times before noon, then, yeah, it's going to probably be a turn-off, I think.
Okay. All right. Any more questions from everybody here? Come on, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Okay. While waiting, I would just like to announce that I'm going to have my first group coaching titled The Journey Inward, the first defining steps toward feminine magnetism mastery. That will be next month on July 11th. Here's the background of the coaching program. My book opens my eyes how much women need inner work. The same kind of inner work I did in the last few years that brought me to the empowered and creative space that I am now. The insecurities, pushiness, neediness, jadedness, and blaming attitude, and the need to be in control throw them into an emotional tailspin unnecessarily that keeps them from attracting and keeping the man in their lives. Finding the right man is only half of the battle. The other half, and the one that is most urgent and prominent in the journey, is the journey inward, to raise to a place from which you can attract a man of the same qualities. The battle to conquer oneself is what makes a woman truly remarkable and a keeper. And the irony of it all is this battle, quote unquote, is about letting go, trusting things to unfold in its own time, going with the flow, and how to stop resisting so much to whatever life is in the moment. How to face fear and self-doubt in the face of all challenges inherent in all dating situations is the key that is missing that prevents these women from having the relationship they want. In this group coaching, I will guide you step by step on the things I did and how I approached and overcame the same inner struggle you're going through, and what I found out along the journey that has made me the happiest person I've ever been, and how that inner strength and calm attracted great men till I found my boyfriend, who literally couldn't wait to make me his and his alone. This is a very personal journey to me, and I haven't revealed this to anyone or through my writing but this one is the important secret of my breakthrough that I'm sure will help you in the same way. You can't bring new solutions to the same problems you have using the same broken colored glasses you've been wearing. No ebooks, theory, and understanding man knowledge will get you far unless you have done the inner work and see the world from a new vantage point through a new pair of glasses. So this coaching will take forms in both private group meetings and 4 weekly teleclasses. Each group consists of maximum 15 participants, and each teleclass can last from 1 to 2 hours, depending on how active the participants are. So the first group will start July 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the first teleclass, and the next one will take place a week after. For more detail, you can go to my website, www.katarinaphang.com. So you can click on coaching and find the Journey Inward group coaching there. So now, before I close this teleclass, I'm wondering if any of you would like to ask any more questions? No? Are you sure? Joey, okay.
Yes.
Last word from you. What are you going to say? What is your advice for our wonderful ladies here?
Just be open. Don't nag.
I love that.
Guys can nag too. you know.
Oh, tell me all about it, please.
Save that for another day. And but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing, you know. But you know, just be open, observe, absolutely observe, and you know, watch each time you're with your partner. You know, just not in a bad way. Just observe where the relationship is going, and you know, actions and just stuff like that. I think it's pretty simple. You know, don't expect a lot. That's that bottom line. Don't expect a lot. Try to like, just in my opinion, try to like look at like, not like, oh, I want more. Just try to focus on what you do have with that partner, and more will come.
Right. So you agree on the philosophy of mirroring the guys. Mirroring meaning like, do not overinvest. Do not do more than what he does. Do not give more than what he gives you. Do you agree with that, or what do you think?
I guess it can depend. I mean, we should save this for another time.
Okay, all right then. Okay, thank you all. I guess I'm gonna close this teleclass, and thank you all for coming, for joining this class, and I'm hoping that you all be here too for the next 2 weeks. We start with another topic. Write me or Facebook me or write on my wall if you want me to address certain issues in your dating situation or your relationship. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. And
can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Shelly. Shelly. I just want to take 30 seconds.
Okay. No, take your time. What is it, Shelly?
Oh, okay. I wanted to ask if with an emotionally unavailable man, you all were saying pretty much, of course, don't text them and be annoying and all that kind of stuff. But how would a man feel if you're living in the moment, you're not trying to expect nothing, like you said, expect anything from him, and you live your life, he lives his, whatever. What about encouragement? What about trying to inspire that person? Would that counteract the emotionally unavailableness?
It's a very good question, Shelly, and I'll do my best to answer it. Based on my experience, if you're a guy with distant like that, you can call it avoidant or emotionally unavailable or emotionally distant. The less you do, the better the result. So let him initiate, like say, 70% of the time at least. So, you know, he has to invest in him. He has to do the work for him to feel close to you. If you are the one who hounds him, you know, who always calls or texts or comes out with plans, he will be going further and further away from you. Okay, and don't forget one thing. You know, until a guy claims you, meaning that he tells you direct, the way Joey did with me, hey, this is not working for me. If you're seeing other people, then don't act like a girlfriend. Don't take yourself out of the market. Until he says that, he claims you, you are a free woman. You're single. Right. I know Joey might not agree with that. What do you think, Joey?
So that sounds like a move on situation.
Not move on, but you just don't wait around for anybody. You don't wait around for any man.
Right. No, I'm not waiting. No.
Because when you just seeing him while he takes his time to call you, and you become vulnerable. You become a nervous wreck. You always want to reach out, and in the end, we just push him further and further away.
Okay.
That has been my experience coaching, hundreds of women.
Okay.
What do you think, Joey?
Yes. I agree.
You agree. So, a man who really wants to be with you, who really doesn't want to share you, he will man up and just say it. Right. Without wishy-washiness. I don't want to be with anyone else, and I hope you're not seeing anyone else. I don't want you to see anyone else. So until he says that, everything is fair.
Yeah, so it really helps. I was going to say it's really helping me because I am so aware of taking my time and getting to know a man when they want to offer to go on a date and things like that. And what I've been finding is that I see the red flags immediately. So meaning that if I'm emotionally feeling some emotion for another person, the situation isn't active, that allows me to be emotionally unattached to the new people. So therefore, I can take my time and get to know them. So it's really helping me. But it's not so much I want this person in my life, but I do care if they live or die. Let's say that. So
it wouldn't work for most women.
Reach out from time to time. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
It wouldn't work for most women if a guy just calls her like once a week for her just to see him. It just won't work. It will make her so vulnerable.
Mhm. That's
she
friends.
She has to spread her psychic energy. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anything else, Shelley?
No.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm kind of on the right track, so thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Joey, you want to add something? Anything?
Yeah, please, Joe, add something.
Just do your part. Don't go, don't do too much. And if things are good, just let it be. Don't.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, don't do more than you need. Let do some of the work, but do your part. Don't be sitting there and having him do all the work.
Right. You know what your ex did, Joey? She did all the work, didn't she?
I don't know. I mean, I forgot a lot about what happened. That's how bad the relationship ended. It didn't end up really, really good at all.
Okay.
A lot of drunken food tonight.
Okay. All right, guys. It has been a really fun afternoon. Yeah. I would like to do it again, and hopefully you'll be back in the next 2 weeks, right? I guess we're gonna talk on Facebook. So have a great, wonderful weekend, everyone, and then talk to you again soon.
All right.
Bye. Bye. Bye.